Hello and welcome back to Let's Play Wrath of the Righteous with me, Bring It On. We have a date with a demon here at the arena. And I didn't bring flowers. For your date. Oh, she just buffed up. What if we're gonna get attacked? Maybe I should have buffed up. For your date, Vellexia has exchanged her previous dress for an equally elegant outfit. The blood-red hue of her new gown seems particularly fitting, considering the activities of the arena. There you are, Don Quixote. Let's hurry to the box reserved for distinguished guests. I'm determined not to let you enjoy the spectacle from any other seats. Your new dress is very elegant. I guess you didn't like that. The demon blushes slightly and gives you a pleased smile. I'm flattered that you notice such things, especially here in the arena, where there's so many other sights to capture your attention. Speaking of which, the fight is about to start. A fierce battle unfolds in the arena. The bloody freak surges forward, launching into a brutal attack against Atselm. Atselm desperately tries to resist the onslaught, but the bloody freak is relentless. He strikes one furious blow after another, showing no signs of exhaustion or fatigue as he bears down on his opponent. Atselm attempts to fight back against her enemy with quick, sudden attacks, but fails to find an opening. Her movements begin to slow, and her footsteps leave behind a crimson trail of blood. I can fight alright. I don't like to watch such horrible fights. Watching them is scary, and it makes me unhappy. Oh, here's an idea. I'll just keep my eyes closed. Ivo squeezes her eyes shut resolutely. Vellexia observes you closely. Her eyes sparkle with lively curiosity. You're forced to turn your attention away from the fight, as she asks. Slavery is the cornerstone of our life in the Abyss, and gladiator fights are a popular source of entertainment. How are such shows perceived on your homeland of Golarion? What is your view on slavery? Whisper to the hand of the Inheritor. What do you think of Vellexia? The angel's voice is tense, as if he's expecting a fight to break out at any moment. She is too gentle, too placid. Nothing at all like how she used to behave in battle. No, when we fought one another, she was never meek and gentle. She was a flurry of rage and angry curses. This masquerade, these tricks of hers, it all seems very suspicious to me. The very idea of slavery offends my free spirit. Vellexia smiles approvingly, clearly pleased with your answer. It offends ours too. Demons take great pleasure in enslaving others, and will buy and sell slaves without hesitation. But a demon in chains would not rest until they regain their freedom and tear their captors to pieces. With a victorious growl, the bloody freak hurls himself recklessly at his rival, who appears to be exhausted from her wounds. However, Atselm is merely feigning weakness. She dodges at the last moment and strikes a resounding blow. Blood gushes from the demon's wounds, and his growl of rage gives way to a howl of desperation. Vellexia glances disinterestedly at the arena and returns her attention to you. She's clearly more interested in conversation than watching the fight. Nevertheless, even Golarians who are not enslaved are often forced to fight by those in authority, yet they still charge into battle with as much zeal as those two gladiators down the arena. So tell me, what gives them the motivation to fight? What do they hope to achieve? I don't really like most of these answers. I mean, maybe number one. Hmm. It doesn't really... None of these really line up with my character. I have no idea which one to pick. Yeah, I guess I'll go with number 4. So, I mean, I do fight for my own interests for the most part, but I also try to do good, so it doesn't really line up with my character's alignment, like his personality. All these suck. Yeah, I guess number 5. I cannot see into the souls of others. The demon leans back, satisfied with your answer. I appreciate your restraint in exercising judgment. It is difficult to discern the motives of others. Those who believe themselves capable of such insight are often arrogant, ridiculous fools. This should have been a glory option there. Atsam, no longer putting up a pretense of weakness, advances against the bloody freak, dealing him several painful blows. She strikes with precision, drawing blood, but never delivering a fatal blow. The audience goes wild as Atsam toys with her opponent, and the smell of blood hangs heavy in the air. There's no doubt that the merciless symphony of violence being played out in the arena will soon reach its deadly crescendo. But the bloody freak isn't finished, and lets out a monstrous, bloodthirsty howl. Reverberates around the arena as he channels his powerful rage into one last brutal attack. He strikes as swift as lightning, and Atsam's flurry of blows is brought to a sudden halt. She sways slightly, and doubles over, as if embracing the blade that was just plunged through her body. Then, with another primal roar, the demon cuts her down, dispatching his weakened opponent with one powerful strike. Vellexia watches Atsam closely. She muses thoughtfully. But every warrior will meet their death eventually. How do Glarians face the end of their life? Are they scared of death? Do they despise it? Or do they welcome it as a friend? Ooh, I like 1 and 2. Both of those really fit my character. Last question didn't have any good answers. This one has too many good answers. Yeah, good number 2. There's no reason to be afraid of a worthy death. Vellexia nods approvingly. I love bravery. Cowardice and insecurity are so dull and predictable. Only true courage leads to unexpected results. The screams and howls of the crowd are deafening. The bloody freak, oblivious to his numerous wounds, basks in the admiration of the audience. The Arena Master's voice rings across the battle bliss. All hail the winner. Hail the bloody freak. Hepzibah rises from her place and announces loudly, I want this bloodthirsty fighter to be my servant. From now on, he is my slave. Anyone insolent enough to object will face my wrath. Oh, I can actually use some of my aristocratic background to play Vellexia a little bit. You outbid Hepzibah for this gladiator, who wiped the smirk off her arrogant face. Vellexia averts her gaze, fails to hide her mischievous smile. What a positively delightful idea. I can't resist. What you do to me. You've discovered my weakness. Only moments ago, Hepzibah commanded the attention of the entire audience as she boasted about her power. However, when Vellexia rises from her seat, all eyes turn toward the succubus. I dare to challenge the claim of the most esteemed Hepzibah. I am touched by this fighter's tenacity. He has found a way to my heart. I wish to make him my bodyguard. If anyone dares to argue against my right to make such a claim, they can say it to my face. I also like how I'm foregoing sitting in the seat to stay mounted. The Arena Master glances cautiously at Hepzibah, then he turns to Vellexia and gives her a respectful nod. The crowd erupts into jeers and shouts, clearly enjoying the public humiliation of Baphomet's daughter. Hepzibah bellows and utters wild curses, and the sounds of her wrath shake the arena. But Vellexia ignores her threats with a look of magnificent disdain and gives you a sly smile. This was so exciting. I've enjoyed our time together here at the arena. However, I cannot resist the urge to appear with you somewhere in high society. I'm sure you wouldn't say no to attending a private reception with me at the Harem of Ardent Dreams. Shamira has prepared something special for her guests, and I'd very much like for you to experience it with me. I shall wait for you at the Harem of Ardent Dreams. You really must come. I simply won't take no for an answer. Vellexia suddenly pauses as she is about to leave. She turns toward you with a look of gentle reproach. Oh, you should have reminded me. I nearly forgot. After such a wonderful time together, you must become a regular guest. I insist. Please, accept this little gift as a reminder that the doors of my manor are always open to you. This coin is a key to the teleportation arch located in the upper city. I would not normally give something like this to my ordinary guests, but there's nothing ordinary about you, is there? I was reading that a little too fast. Alright, cool. Well, let's continue our date. Oh, also, Nenio, I noticed the surgery she had done at the arena now has an effect. It may have always been there, I just missed it. Right here, Demon Graft. Demonic augmented organs grant the wearer a +2 natural armor enhancement bonus to armor class, a +2 inherent bonus to checks made to overcome spell resistance, concentration checks, DC, attack, damage rolls, and all saving throws. However, when your HP falls below 20%, you enter a frenzy and attack the nearest creature until you die or combat ends. So it's not so bad for her to have, because when she's attacking, she just has her quarterstaff. She's not really a threat. If I had that surgery done on my main character, and he was enraged, he'd probably kill my entire party. I don't think that that's an effect you want on a martial class. Spellcasters are fine. I think that's why they let Nenio volunteer for it, so you can find out what it does. If you have that on a martial class, you're gonna pay for it. Especially a frontline martial class who's probably gonna end up below 20% health at some point. Oh, it's in the middle city.
I'll go ahead.
Not the upper city. I'm a little concerned this will end up being a fight, because both Shamira and Vellexia are going to be there. I think I'm going to buff up.
I know the way.
I'm getting a little nervous.
Ready for anything.
Together, we stand.
Search for the beauty with your heart, not your eyes.
Nope. Do it for yourself, buddy. Yeah, I feel like this is gonna end up with a fight of some kind. Granted, we haven't finished other quests for Chimera, so maybe not. They're currently employed by Chimera, but maybe you'd only have to do one of these quest lines, and they both end up in fighting both of the Chimera and Vellexia. I don't know. I'm just gonna play it safe.
Oh, yes, what? Don't be swayed from my pen.
Doubt is the heart's greatest challenge.
Allow me.
One of those should have gone on her, I think. I don't remember who I even cast those on. Whoops.
Are we ready to move out?
I wouldn't mind Blur having a bigger cast range, because I mean, how often are you going to cast Blur in combat? It's weird that it's only a touch spell. Alright, let's quick save and go inside. Not gonna risk it. It was a good idea of mine to introduce you to high society at this reception. We're a subject of gossip among the guests. Heard them whispering about how we showed up together. You look stunning in your new outfit, as usual. Vellexia covers her mouth with her hand, as she gives you an elegant little laugh. I certainly couldn't go out wearing the same dress as last time, could I? I would have bored you. Moreover, I would have bored myself. Chimera's voice rings out through the hall. All rise. Proceedings will now begin with the dispensation of false justice. I, Chimera the Ardent Dream, perform the duties of judge. The rights of prosecution will be granted to anyone acquainted with rage and hatred, and the part of the defender will be given to time and blind fate. All the participants are obligated to show due dread and obedience to the decisions of the court. Now, our first case is brought by the assassin Dogward, an awful name, against the bodyguard for hire Catroll. Dogward accuses Catroll of being exceedingly nimble and dexterous. His excessive dexterity enabled the defendant to pull 3 assassination attempts against his employer, thus preventing the plaintiff from fulfilling his contract. Vellexia is more interested in having a conversation than in watching the sham trial. You know, Don Quixote, after our last... Vellexia pauses playfully. Visit to the battle bliss. I've been thinking a lot about the customs of Galarian. Despite our differences, we actually have a lot in common. Our actions and desires stem from the same passions, except when it comes to... Velexia's eyes widen with excitement. She utters a word that is as foreign to the abyss as you are. To love. It is common knowledge that demons know nothing about love. So why don't you explain it to me? Whisper to the hand of the Inheritor. You still believe Vellexia is dangerous? More than ever. Take a look at this place. You brought here to witness this mockery of justice. Watch this genuine insult to truth and fairness. She's either trying to provoke you to violence, or make you one of her obedient puppets. I don't like any of these either. I guess one would be the most Azada-esque. Oh, almost clicked on 3. Alright, fine. It is a pure and uplifting feeling in your soul that cleanses your heart of all burdens and pains. Vellexia stares at you with wide eyes as she repeats your words. Pure and uplifting feeling. How intriguing, and how unfamiliar. Our passions are tempestuous, and our feelings stem from the darkest depth of our souls. But you say this feeling is pure. Fascinating. Just knocked him into the lava. The growling with rage, Catrol the bodyguard has his head chopped off with a giant axe for being too good at his job. The crowd roars its approval. The beaming plaintiff counts his coins. This is a perversion of justice, making a mockery of the very idea of a fair and noble trial. They enjoy ridiculing the law. Is it not true that love restricts freedom, and that its harsh constraints can sometimes lead to cruel, evil deeds? Does not love force people to act contrary to their desires, and subordinate them to the object of their affection? Not even the most loving souls feel occasional regret about trading away their freedom for love. Haven't the most terrible betrayals been committed for the sake of love? Doesn't unrequited love cause mortals to commit suicide? And isn't rejection the reason they often resort to violence and other terrible crimes? I'm most curious to hear your answer to these questions. I guess 1 would be the most consistent, and that way if Ursula is listening in, she can hear my take on it as well. Yeah, I feel like some of these also are described by number 1, like feeling regret about trading away their freedom for love. So yeah, no. These things are caused by lust and dark desire, not true love. Do you believe that real love is pure and leads only to pure deeds? If that is true, I can't help but wonder, what happens to a demon who encounters true love? Will her love darken and die, or will the demon rise above herself? The execution has the audience in an uproar. The demons howl their approval. The Chimera has to raise her voice to be heard above the noise. Next, we hear the case of Varsa the Nose Cutter. He attacked 2 of Alushinyrra's visitors from another plane, even though the Great Nocticula made it clear that they were under her protection. Varsa the Nose Cutter tracked down his victims in the upper city and killed them with his glaive. Then he robbed them and cut off their tongues and noses. The scrawny demon doesn't look like a hardened killer. He writhes in his shackles, yelling hysterically. I am not Varsa the Nose Cutter. I don't even know who that is. My name is Charzal, and I've never been to the upper city. I'm not allowed to enter, even though that's where a slaver of my status should live. Besides, I've never even held a glaive in my life. This is all Hepzibah's fault. She wanted to buy my slaves at half price, and I refused to sell. And now she's taking revenge against me, and plans to get her hands on my slaves. It seems to me that love is like a living creature. Sometimes it behaves one way, and at other times another way. It is contradictory and inconsistent. It leads to both good and bad outcomes, and, like every living creature, is bound to die eventually. After all, every love, no matter how strong, is doomed to die. Is that not so? I might be misunderstanding this. I mean, this could be taken two ways, as a negative or a positive. You say old love, like, oh, like, I don't know, your love for somebody could be reignited, and then it's considered new love. I don't know how this is going to be taken by the game. So I think I'll just go with number 1. True love lives forever. Vellexia looks at you doubtfully. You see how desperately she wants to believe you. Don't lie to me. I need you to be honest. Do you truly believe that? Don't answer. I can see you're being sincere. Chimera shouts to be heard above the screams of Varsa the Nose Cutter. The court finds the evidence of the indicated person's... Or sorry, indicted person? No. Indicted. Should be indicted, right? Person's innocence to be quite convincing. However, false justice requires every sin be punished, so therefore, I hereby declare that this demon is Varsa the Nose Cutter, and he shall be executed without further delay. Chimera throws a conspiratorial glance at Hepzibah, who stands nearby. The latter grins and bows mockingly. Chimera announces loudly, "The last crime for today is the most harmful and treacherous." Turn a deaf ear to Chimera's words. I assume that Vellexia wants to speak. Vellexia listens to the ruler of Alushinyrra with great interest. When she catches your glance, she turns her attention to you eagerly. Thank you for our conversation. I expected to find it interesting. I had no idea that our discussion would be so thought-provoking. I'm so glad I decided to come here with you, and I sincerely hope that you'll visit me again. Hope to see you at my manor soon. I host small receptions for the most interesting and noteworthy residents of the Upper City. Conversations at these receptions are always entertaining. If you were to attend, we could continue our discussion about love. Of course, I seriously doubt my guests would be as interested in this topic as I am, so perhaps we should finish our conversation in private. Hope to see you soon, sweet Don Quixote. Don't stay away too long. I'm looking forward to your next visit. Vellexia gives you a dazzling smile, and vanishes into thin air. Alright, well I guess we can go talk to her again. A lot of alignment choices here, so I wonder if there's a way like you use this to shift your alignment if you're not happy with what you currently have. Alright, let's get over here before my buffs wear off. How do I get... back over there? Oh, please take your time, everybody. Velexia's demeanor has changed since the last time you saw her. She looks at you with a mixture of boredom and irritation. When she greets you, her friendliness no longer seems genuine, but forced and insincere. Now here's our long-awaited guest. The performance is about to begin. There's so much new talent here today. I wonder if any of them will entertain me. She looks directly at you and she makes this last remark. Yeah, I'm starting to suspect that you're losing interest in our conversations. Vellexia throws you a withering glance and mutters something under her breath before she answers. In that case, you should act fast before you lose what remains of my interest. Oh cool, he's here. Vellexia claps her hands imperiously, and one of the performers begins to sing a heartfelt ballad in a deep, velvety voice. Vellexia looks tired, and her eyes are full of sadness. There's a wistful note in her voice as she asks, "Tell me, how did you end up here in the Abyss? You're not one of us. Our ways are foreign to you. Why did you come to our world?" Man, I didn't want to necessarily. That'd be a lie. Yeah, I guess 4 would be the best option. I mean, I guess with the Azada path, 1 makes the most sense, but... Yeah, whisper to the hand of the Inheritor. What do you think is going on? The hand's voice is grim. This is the finale. The performance is about to end. As I've already told you, Velexia's temper is volatile. Now you can see the proof of my words. She's grown tired of her new Galarian companion, who will unleash her anger upon you at any moment. If you can surprise her, you might buy yourself some time. Otherwise, you should be prepared for a fight. You're now in this wild creature's lair, and our enemies have us cornered. Yeah, I came here because I wanted to. She doesn't need to know why. Vellexia sounds slightly annoyed. You know, your lightheartedness and carefree attitude were so charming, until you began to bore me with your superficiality. The demon interrupts the ballad with an impatient clap of her hands. The singer quails beneath her imperious gaze and hurries away. A tiefling steps on the stage next, dressed as a jester. Here's another one for you, distinguished guests. How many mortals would it take to paint this manor? Oh, great. Depends how hard you throw them at the walls. A wailing was starting to annoy me. What do we have next? Oh, another fool has decided to entertain me with his jokes. Well, as far as I'm aware, laughing at cripples and the misfortunate is popular on Galarian as well. If you ask me, it's a primitive form of entertainment. Still, you mortals seem to enjoy it, even though you try to pretend yourselves different from us creatures of vice and evil. Now that I'm thinking about it, what is the difference between demons and Galarians? I mean, this isn't blanket true. There's a lot of chaotic mortals on Galarian as well. I mean, Alushinyrra has proven that there's light and mercy in their souls as well. They just have to find it. All these kind of suck. I guess 3. There's no difference. We're practically identical. The demon is clearly disappointed. Of course we're different. It is silly to pretend otherwise. I was interested in understanding the nature of our differences. Instead of having a genuine conversation, you chose to answer my question with flattery. So she liked the good answers more than the chaotic ones, it seems. Vellexia dismisses the jester with a wave of her hand. She's clearly disappointed by his witticisms and dirty jokes. He's replaced on the stage by a scrawny spellcaster, who immediately conjures up two illusions that begin to fight violently with one another. I'll cut off your wings, put you in chains, and teach you obedience. May death take you, you despicable beast. Light will prevail. Vellexia rolls her eyes in exasperation, and her voice is unpleasantly shrill. Deep down, I'm beginning to wonder if you're worth my time. Why should I desire your company? What more do you have to offer? Yeah, like I did with Monago, because I can guide you to the light. Velexia's lips twist into a mocking, cynical smile. So you really are naive. Have you decided to, what's the expression, save me with your love? How utterly ridiculous. Vellexia snaps her fingers in irritation. Magic sparks fly from her fingertips. The performers who are unlucky enough to provide the evening's entertainment begin to scream with pain. Their bodies change shape, density, and color. In a matter of moments, they've been completely transformed into a set of whimsically decorated furniture. The pieces of furniture creak sadly, as if lamenting their bitter fate. Vellexia is clearly tired of you, and the polite words she forces out from between her clenched teeth do a poor job of hiding her frustration. I must admit that our time together has brought me a certain degree of amusement. However, I do not intend for us to meet again. I ask that you take this humble gift as a sign of my affection, and in fond memory of the pleasure of our conversations used to provide. The succubus hands you an elegant piece of jewelry. This is one of my latest creations. It has an intelligent mind of its own. It is certainly far more clever and sophisticated than many living creatures I know. Now, the jewelry will identify the most important traits and features of its owner, that will enhance those abilities. It is a rare and valuable gift. I hope you appreciate its worth. And now, I must ask you to leave. I've grown tired of your company. Show fitting to Vellexia. Do you know anything about this? Was this your doing? Vellexia narrows her eyes as she examines Finian. You really think I would release such poor craftsmanship into the world? Words fail me. However, I have seen work like this before. It was done by an incompetent, untalented individual, who called himself Bladesmith. He showered me with compliments and asked to be my apprentice, but in truth, he just wanted to learn my secrets. Needless to say, I refused him in no uncertain terms. Well, let's see what he managed to learn on his own. Looks like he lacked the skills to copy my transformation spells, and he clearly had no idea what he was doing. This is disgustingly crude work. The soul didn't fill the shape completely, and part of it is still lost somewhere. To tell you more, I need to disassemble this sample. Don't even think about it. Demons are always looking for a reason to start dismembering people. If we're here to fight instead of talk, I'd be more of a match for you, sweetheart. You'd have a tough time taking me down. How abominable. What did I say? Abominable? I don't even know what I tried to say the first time. How abominable. Its mind seems flawed too. The bladesmith should have called himself the bungler, because that would have been more accurate. Just look at this. He was clearly incapable of selecting the right kind of soul and transforming it properly. What a waste of material. Lift the spell from the unfortunate people you've turned into objects. Free all of them now. Vellexia gives you a cold stare. She lifts her chin haughtily and mutters through clenched teeth. And if I do as you demand, what will happen to my manor? Have you considered that? I've been collecting furniture this way for millennia. Now you want me to leave my house with bare walls and drafty rooms. What unthinkable nonsense. Gideon's voice trembles with rage. Were it not for the commander, I would have chopped your head off. Turning living creatures into other things is the worst of all crimes. Alright, thank you for your time. I enjoyed our meetings. Now I must go. Vellexia looks at you with barely concealed annoyance, but she forces herself to smile politely. Our dates are unforgettable, and I ask that you leave as soon as possible.
They'll never see me coming.
Well, first things first. What did we get? This amulet grants its wearer a +5 natural armor enhancement bonus to armor class. It also grants its wearer a +2 bonus to the highest current ability score. So instead of using bark skin on her, I could use this instead. I mean, that's really good. And it's probably worth swapping this out, because I don't challenge every enemy that I fight. I'm going to sit on that for a bit. Maybe mull that around off camera and decide if I want to put this on. Because that's really good. Alright, I do want to speak to her one more time and see if she's going to attack me if I do. Oh, nope, she won't talk to me. I've grown tired of your company. I don't want to talk anymore.
That is not far.
Vellexia granted you her patronage. Though her interest did not last long, this affair has still brought you recognition, and the fear and respect of Alushinyrra's many residents. I must ask you to be honest with me. Do you like all the attention? This has been very beneficial for my reputation, and that's all that matters. You're right, it has been beneficial. Only worry that such success comes at too heavy a cost to your soul. Demonic corruption is like a weed. The boulder may seem unbreakable, but the tiniest crack in its surface is enough for a seed to sprout. As the weed grows, its roots will cause the rock to shatter.
I'll go ahead.
Well, this is convenient. We still have our buffs up, so I'm going to call the episode here, and the next one will probably go to the Mage's Tower. Hey, I haven't found Demalchio's mansion yet, have I? I have no idea where that's at. I need to look for that off camera, I think. It did say it was in the upper city, right? Let me just double check that real fast, and then... Alright, I'll look for that off camera, and maybe we'll do that before we go to the Mage's Tower. And then I need to remember to bring Ember with me when we meet Nocticula. Hopefully, when it's like, oh, you have an audience in Nocticula, it's not immediate, and it lets me go back to the Nexus first. But either way, for now, thanks for watching. I hope to see you guys in the next one.